Hey everybody, a happy Monday to you out there, folks. Thanks for joining us here on the first Monday in June. First day of June.
All
Let's
right,
go.
it is hot. Well, Friday was hot. We're recording this on Friday.
Yes.
And my goodness, I'm walking around my apartment and I'm going, why am I so hot? And I step outside and go, it makes sense.
It's 84 degrees. It totally makes sense. Even in the studio, I feel like when it's hot outside, it's always hot in here. But it's like the stuff, the cameras, it can't be hot, so it needs to be cold in here.
Yeah, cool it down.
Let's cool it down,
Cool things
folks.
down. Even it was hot by the lake too, so
Yes.
we got to figure it out. Yeah.
I'm hoping to go to the beach later today. That's my goal. I don't know if you're enjoying the outdoors in any way today, but do you have any big plans? Or
No, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I'm an indoor cat.
Okay,
so,
that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to stay an indoor cat based on other things that are happening out in
boy.
nature. This was the scene down in Texas the other day. Hunter, you're going to love this. 8 riders, all of them on a school field trip, had to be rescued from a stuck roller coaster after the ride experienced a terrible malfunction here. The ride was climbing straight up on the Iron Shark ride when it came to a stop, and the fire department responded with a bucket truck, helping each one down one by one, raised to 105 feet to reach all those riders. It took about 4 hours to get everyone down. Fortunately, no one was hurt after this scene.
Wow, it had to not be that uncomfortable, right? Because you're just laying down almost like you're, I don't know, in a bed or something like that.
Yeah, beautiful scene.
Hey, yeah, with the ocean in the background. That is so scary, though. I don't know how you feel about that.
Shania was saying better that way than, facing down.
Oh, my
that one
gosh.
would have been harder.
Or upside down on the loop or something like that.
Yeah, upside down would have probably been the worst spot.
I don't know why, but, airplanes scare me, obviously. Roller coasters don't. I love
Really?
roller coasters.
Wow.
Yes, it makes no sense. Maybe because it's still attached to the ground,
Sure.
perhaps.
I think the thing with roller coasters nowadays as an adult is the speed really gets me. I don't know. It shakes my head a lot, and I don't really appreciate that.
Do you get sick, all of a sudden now?
Not like sick, but a lot of the Wild thing down at, I guess what was Valley Fair. I'm not sure if it's still called Valley Fair now after the whole thing. But Wild thing was so fast now as an adult, it just shakes you around, and I don't care for that.
There's certain steps of getting older and older. I think that's one of them is once you start getting sick at amusement parks.
I can't even do like the hot air balloon ride, the slow one.
Dude!
That one gets me dizzy.
Dumbo going around,
I need Dramamine. Mary's introduced me to a lot of Dramamine lately.
Is that a wonderful thing?
Yeah, it helps.
I've never had it before. It sounds good, though. Coming up on today's show, we're going to introduce you to 2 amazing Upper Midwesterners who served our country during World War II. And we're going to be talking about the time when Minnesota was home to a castle. Both very interesting stories coming up.
Yeah, really incredible people highlighting here on Northern Life.
Yes.
And guess what? I am still getting ready for Grandma's Marathon. That's happening this month, which is pretty incredible. And if you find yourself over at the Miller Hill Mall, you can try to find my name in the lobby. They have those 3 Toyotas with 23,605 names. And the participant cars will also be at the Essentia Health Fitness Expo on race weekend. So if you're racing like me, like Shania, like Briggs LaSavage, find your name and snap a picture there at Miller Hill Mall.
I mean, 3 of you were named just now. There's 3 cars in there. Do you think you 3 will get a car by the time it's all said and done? What happens with these vehicles?
I guess I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that happens. I'm sure they probably just paint it over and sell it.
Yeah. And go to the next year or something like that.
Makes
Do
sense.
they use those as like pace cars? Is there a pace car? Is it like a NASCAR race?
I think there are cars out for covering the folks who are at the lead of the marathon. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're in the lead of the marathon, you got a truck just sitting right in front of you.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of weird.
That'd be kind of intimidating.
It would be a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
That's very interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll have to go look at it's in just the middle part of the mall or something.
Yep. Go find my name.
Okay, I'll have to check it out for sure. Here's some fun news as well. The Deck has announced popular comedian Jerry Seinfeld. He's going to be returning here at the Deck with a new stand-up routine this summer. The performance is going to be held at the Symphony Hall stage in Duluth on Friday, August 7th at 7 p.m. Tickets go on sale this Friday, June 5th. At 10 o'clock in the morning. Have you seen Jerry Seinfeld before?
I've never seen Jerry. I know growing up, my dad always had Seinfeld on. And so I think I definitely need to rewatch that as an adult now. Probably better appreciate the humor.
My favorite show of all time is Seinfeld. Because of my dad and mom, they both love that show. It's my dad's favorite show, I know for sure. And I had the pleasure of seeing him when he was here last time.
Right.
And he was so funny. Oh my gosh, he's funny. So I hope that he, of course, is going to be funny this time. He might be the best comedian on the planet. So of course he's going to be funny when he comes back.
And also, I do love the Bee Movie. The Bee Movie's always great.
That's a classic. These are my winter boots.
Do you like jazz?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So many iconic lines.
Jerry Seinfeld, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, there's some Northland students who actually need your help this afternoon. For the first time in 12 years, 2 students from Moose Lake High School have advanced to a National History Day competition in the nation's capital. We have Maya and Addie here earning their top spot among the top competitors out of more than 19,000 Minnesota students, and they'll be competing against students from across the country and the world at the University of Maryland June 14th through through the 18th. And their advisor and teacher, Rebecca Jackson, has started a GoFundMe page that you can find online to raise the final money that's needed to get them to the nation's capital before the start of that competition.
What an honor just making it this far.
Yeah.
That's incredible work right there. And yeah, I mean, go get them. That sounds like it's going to be a fun time. Yes.
Yeah, it's a very cool opportunity, and the fact that you did all this work now to then be on the national stage, if not international stage, really incredible, and putting Moose Lake on the map.
Yeah, make Moose Lake proud. That's what I'm talking about.
Good on you too. Well, hey, new research suggests the secret to getting more done may actually be doing less.
I'm in.
And I'm not talking about napping or anything, but experts say monotasking, which is apparently a thing, or focusing on one task at a time, can boost productivity and reduce your stress. Researcher Gloria Mark says constantly switching between tasks can actually slow people down, increase your mistakes, and even raise your blood pressure. And she says the human brain is not built for constant interruption, and eliminating distractions can help people work more effectively.
Dude, I find that in my cabin anyway, and my parents' house as well, like growing up, it's all about dominoes. You start one thing, then there's another thing that you have to do to complete that one thing, and so it just ends up being like 5 or 6 tasks. And it totally, I'm with them right there. It totally ruins your concentration.
I'll say that's the thing at work too, when you're starting, either it's like producing this show or something, there's something that's needed in the immediate, and you go, okay, well, my brain cannot handle both these at one time.
Yes, oh my gosh, you got to get more sleep or something to figure out everything, but it's pretty tough.
That's tough. And let's head to break here with a newly discovered sea predator giving scientists a better look at life 80 million years ago. So researchers in Wisconsin have identified a new species of dinosaur being called the Tylosaurus rex, growing to 40 feet long with powerful jaws and serrated teeth. In a replica of its massive skull, now on display at the History Museum in Appleton, Wisconsin.
You know what? I don't think I'd want to mess with that thing.
Nope, don't get in the water.
I'm good.
Well, hey, coming up, 2 incredible people, both being recognized for serving our country. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, folks. Over in North Dakota, there's a woman who's being honored for her work during World War II.
Sophia Morales brings us more.
9 of us all together.
Elsie Reiswig was in her 20s when she took a job in the shipyards during World War II. She's one of thousands of women who stepped in during the Rosie the Riveter campaign, while men were enlisted or drafted overseas. It was a major effort to recruit women into the industrial workforce.
Going off to World War, all the women going to take all the jobs, it's like everybody had to chip in for a common goal or purpose.
She was a tacker, someone who welds pieces of a ship together. During that time, she spent 2 years in Marin City, California. It's a community the federal government built to provide temporary integrated housing for the thousands of workers. And although she loved what she did, her reasoning for joining goes beyond simply just filling a role. It started with her father and continued through tradition.
My dad worked out there for a while as a janitor. And then my sister and brother-in-law and I.
Elsie initially babysat her older sister's daughter before signing up for the night shift in the shipyard.
That was fun.
Finally, after almost 8 decades, she's being presented the Rosie the Riveter Congressional Medal, which is named after this iconic poster. It inspired so many women to do the heavy lifting here at home.
I mean, until this came up, we didn't even know there was an award for something like this. So it was kind of a big surprise. But I think it's great because that was a real hard time for everybody.
As Elsie spent her time in the shipyards, her husband was sent overseas until the war ended. Afterward, the couple traveled back to McCluskey, a place she's called home for over 80 years. Her family says now, at almost 104 years old, this North Dakotan is still blazing a trail for women as she continues to inspire those around her, one rivet at a time. In McCluskey, I'm Sophia Morales, reporting for your news leader.
I mean, how incredible is that? Not only did she step up to help our country during World War II, but her husband went overseas to serve as well.
Oh, what a crazy time where everybody's just serving back in that day. Absolutely wonderful, very inspiring. I also just love seeing like pictures from when they were little, and then all the way it turns black and white, and then it goes to color, and then I love the stories of everybody. You know, that's really cool.
Pretty awesome images there, and obviously, thank you for your service to our country. Well, let's turn to Wisconsin now, where there's a World War II veteran who is going to be included in one high school's 2026 graduating class.
That's right. Taj Simmons explains why.
I was
17, 18 years old.
101-year-old Glenn Boyd served World War II Army air cargo missions at the age when students today are thinking about college applications.
The pilot's hand comes down, you gotta push right now, because you're going 90 miles an hour.
He told his tales of service to Elkhorn area high school students every Veterans Day.
He was younger than I am now when he chose to go and fight for our country.
Glenn dropped out of the 11th grade to make that choice.
I never finished my diploma.
So Principal Dan Keel decided to award him his long-awaited high school diploma this year.
Yeah, he thought about it for a second. You could tell, that was something he wanted to do, and we kind of talked about doing it at the next Veterans Day assembly. So why wait?
Elkhorn seniors unanimously voted for their principal's plan, and Glenn was set to join his new classmates on the stage. However, Glenn did not make it. He died on May 18th, just 12 days before graduation.
We're just so proud of him.
Glenn's son Larry, a Marine who served in Vietnam, flew to Elkhorn from Arkansas to honor his father one last time.
We need to remember the stories that our parents and grandparents tell us, because when they're gone, we won't have those stories anymore. We'll only have the memory of them, and we need to hang on to that.
Glenn's memory will be honored at graduation with an empty seat draped in an American flag, a fitting way to remember the most accomplished member in Elkhorn's class of 2026.
I mean, it's just something to think about. I mean, even us, I think I'm 30, I'm almost 30, I am 30.
You are 30.
But to think about now to make such a big decision to go fight in a war, and to be in the 11th grade and say, I'm going to drop out and I'm going to fight for my country and just hop into this wild and crazy mission.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you're so young, you don't have any idea what's going on, yet it just makes you so mature also at that time. I'm thankful for his service, obviously, but thankful that war isn't like that as much anymore. Where like you're in 11th grade, you're in 12th grade, you have to make those decisions. There hasn't been a draft in a long time, correct? So like it's for some reason we've been escaping all of that.
Yeah, and sadly, wish he was able to attend that ceremony,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that his family can be there and that he'll still get some awesome recognition. Yeah.
Amen.
Well, let's turn to Ohio now, where a Cincinnati man is actually celebrating a milestone that he thought he missed nearly 4 decades ago. 58-year-old Sean Hughes recently enrolled in some GED classes to get his high school diploma, only to learn that he had actually graduated high school back in 1986. So Hughes is recovering from an alcohol use disorder at a recovery center, but he's now going to be in that graduation ceremony. And he says his next goal is studying robotics in college and rebuilding relationships with his children.
That's wonderful. Yeah, see, at any point, you can turn your life around, which is wonderful. There's always time for a second chance.
Also kind of good closure, too, to be like, I did that.
I actually did that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, hey, coming up, a former castle along the Mississippi River. We'll be back.
Welcome back, folks. This is pretty cool. A small river town in southern Minnesota was once home to a castle.
Yeah, John Lauritsen shares the story behind Gray's crazy castle and while its presence is still felt.
This is probably one of the best places to grow up. We had everything here.
Along the river, the railroad, and a major roadway sits a town of just over 100 people. You know you're in Minneaska when you see the Fish weather vane on top of the hill. A century ago, this was a much larger city, before fires and tornadoes took out several businesses. But Harvey Langseth's business is still going strong. The 92-year-old is a Scandinavian woodcarver.
All the work is done with a mallet and a chisel.
He works with a picture of his great-grandfather Hans hovering above him. Hans just happens to be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
He holds the world record to this day. His beard was 14 feet long.
The beard isn't the only oddity surrounding Harvey.
They said it's out of a very little shack, and it kept building and building and building over a period of years.
He's talking about Civil War veteran J. Putnam Gray, who in the 1870s began building a castle on the river, using whatever resources the Mississippi provided. The lumber used to build the castle was essentially driftwood from steamboat wrecks that floated down the river and into Gray's hands. He added about a section a year, and eventually Gray's castle was 3 stories high, but few people knew what it looked like inside.
There's been lots of articles written on it, lots of pictures about it.
Scott Splitsdacer sells antiques next to Harvey's shop. He's created a mini Minneaska history center, Part of it details how when riverboats came by at night, Gray's daughters would put sheets over their heads and dance around the castle.
And then the boat would shine the light on it, and they'd pretend they were ghosts. And then the captain would say, "Look at the ghosts over there," you know.
Even as the town became smaller, the legend grew. Because the castle was made out of scraps, locals called the style Victorian pack rat. Some, like Harvey, believe the towers Gray built are a nod to Norway.
It's definitely Scandinavian in my opinion, of course, and I'm Scandinavian, full-blooded.
And it stood tall for about 30 years.
He never got to finish it. A flood took it out, and I believe he was in his late 80s when that occurred, and he believed he didn't have the strength to finish it at the time.
But the castle is far from forgotten. Creative, eccentric, and everlasting in this little river town.
Kind of a sad ending, but still, the legend lives on. I would have just loved to have seen the thing.
In Minneaska with photojournalist Mike Dernberger, John Lordson, WCCO News.
And some historians also credit Putnam Gray with building the predecessor of the Ferris wheel, too.
Wow,
Yeah,
love me a good Ferris wheel, getting to the top, hey.
All sorts of great things. So,
Yes.
well, and since we're here, I thought it'd be fun to go back to talking about high school. I would love to hear, what high school was like for Mr. Hunter McCullough up in Two Harbors.
It was pretty awesome for the most part. Of course, there's different trials and tribulations of being a high schooler, but I had a lot of different friend groups and different friends that I would hang out with all the time, and I was part of band. I was part of football for a little bit, but especially the music. So much fun. I loved high school back in the day.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I felt I was in a similar boat. I was someone who did a lot of sports growing up, but during high school felt a love and connection for doing the arts, like theater and choir and all those things. And so I think my advice for the kids that are probably watching or maybe graduating sometime soon to be try everything. Get out there and really explore a life.
Even if you don't like something, push through it a little bit to fully determine whether you like it or not.
Yeah, good advice. Well, hey, coming up after the break, quite the story coming up on Northern Life Online. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Hey, when we say goodbye here today, head over to northernnewsnow.com. We're going to be online over there, and we're going to be talking about a new way to let robots control your investment accounts, I'm in, and discuss what's possible with one of the craziest reasons for a product recall you'll ever hear in your life there, Ryan.
I know, it might just look like a lounge chair, a nice lounge chair to enjoy on our hot summer days, but do not purchase this.
No.
We will tell you the reason why coming up on northernnewsnow.com.
You might lose some, things. It's not good. It's not good.
Not ideal.
No.
Not ideal. And hey, when we see you again tomorrow, our blindfold is going to take us to Two Harbors, Minnesota. I'm going to be taking off my blindfold to discover how a North Shore company is lending their incredible imagination and products to Winnebago. And we'll show you Winnebago's new adventure home on wheels here as well.
It's I don't know if the camera even does it justice because it's so huge and massive and huge. Those are three words that mean the same thing, but it's important to say that because it is wonderful.
And we'll meet the team behind Night Vision, correct?
Yes!
Night Vision in Two Harbors, who also helped found Granite Gear, which is a pretty incredible feat as well.
I've known them my whole life, basically, and they're awesome people, the Knights. So.
It was pretty fun to hear them catching up with Hunter about
Yes.
their kids and Hunter. It was pretty fun.
A lot of recounting back in the day. It was
Talking about the high school days.
Yes, yep, good times for sure. Thanks for joining us here today. We love you so much.
We certainly do. We'll catch you tomorrow. Have a great first day of this month.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.